Hello students, my name is Irfan. You can call me Fanny. In this lecture, first of all, I will introduce the subject. Then I will let you know about the rules and regulations. Then I will talk about assessment procedures. Then I will let you know about grading scales. And in the last, we'll discuss the recommended book and books, and then I will start my first lecture of this subject, right? Let's start from introduction of this subject. This subject, the name of the course is Principles of Auditing and Other Assurance Services. The first chapter is about the role of the public accountant in the American economy, right? In this chapter, we will discuss the assurance services, the attestation function, the attestation engagement, assurance and non-assurance services, financial statement audits, and what creates the demand for audits, major auditing development of the 20th century, and I will also explain the types of audits in auditors, and in the last I will explain you different public accounting professions, right? Chapter 2 is about professional standards, and there are three important professional standards which we will discuss in this chapter. The first standard is AICPA, Generally Accepted Auditing Standards, and the PCAOB, Auditing Standards, and the International Standards. Chapter 3 is about professional ethics. In this, we will discuss the nature of ethics, the need for professional ethics, and code of professional conduct, and other related uh, topics, right? Chapter 4 is about legal liability of CPAs. In this chapter, we will discuss the scope of CPA liability, sources of CPA liability, CPA's liability to their clients under common law, liability to third parties under statutory law, comparison of the 1933 and 1934 Act, CPA liabilities for accounting and review services, and some other related topics we will discuss in this chapter, right? Chapter number 5 is about audit evidence and documentation, in which we will find the relationship among audit risk, audit evidence, and financial statement assertions. We will also talk about audit risk, audit evidence, audit procedures, and types of working papers and other related topics of this chapter, right? In chapter number 6, we will talk about audit planning, understanding the client, assessing risks, and responding. In this chapter, we will discuss the audit process, and obtaining clients, how to deal with clients, how to convince the clients, planning the audit, how to plan the audit, and how to discuss the audit with the clients. And then we will discuss about obtaining and understanding the client and its environment. Right? Chapter number 7 is about internal control, which is very important chapter. In this chapter, we will discuss the meaning of internal control, the control of environment, financial statement audits, and the role of internal control, risk assessment procedures for internal control, and assess the risk of material misstatement. And we will also discuss different related topics of this chapter, right? Chapter number 8 is about consideration of internal control and in the information technology environment. We will discuss the relationship between internal control and information technology in chapter number 8, technology. We will discuss the nature of IT based system. We will discuss attributes of various types of IT based system. We will talk about computer based fraud and other related topics, right? In chapter number 9, we will discuss audit sampling. We will find how the audit sampling can be done, how to select the sample, whether it will be random sampling or other types of statistical sampling. We will also talk about audit sampling for substantive procedures, and we will also cover different topics related to audit sampling. Chapter number 10 is about cash and financial investments. From this chapter to onward, the chapter number 16, these chapters are a little bit identical to each other, but the subject matter is different. So when you understand chapter number 10, then it will be very easy for you to understand chapter 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. Chapter number 10 is about cash and financial investments. In this, we will study the source and nature of cash, the auditor objectives in auditing cash, why the auditor wants to audit the cash, why they target the cash. We will also study about this. We will also about internal control over cash transactions and how to control the cash fraud, right? In chapter number 11, we will discuss about account receivables, notes receivables, and revenue. We will also talk about the aim of auditors in auditing receivables and revenue, why they want to audit receivables, what is the underground logic to audit receivables, right? We will also discuss the revenue cycle and accounting system and control activities in chapter number 11. Chapter number 12 is about inventories and cost of goods sold. We will also talk about the auditor objectives in auditing inventories and cost of goods sold. We will discuss the purchases and production cycles and other related topics in chapter number 12. Chapter number 13 is about property, plant, and equipment and depreciation and depletion. We will also discuss the auditor objectives regarding fixed asset. Chapter 14 is about account payable. We will talk about why the auditors take interest in auditing account payable, what is the role of internal control over account payable. We will in chapter number 15 we will discuss the debt and equity capital. We will talk about sources and nature of debt. We will talk about the auditor objectives in auditing debt, and we will also discuss internal control over debt. Chapter number 16 is about auditing operation and completing the audit. We will talk about the payroll and the internal control over payroll, audit plan for payroll, and we will also discuss the auditor approach to auditing operations. Right? In chapter number 17, we will discuss about auditor reports, financial statement, and standard unmodified audit reports, the auditor standard reports, the expression of an opinion, modified opinion, and other related topics in this chapter. In chapter number 18, we will discuss integrated audit of public companies. Integrated audits, I will also discuss this important topic in chapter 1, and public companies I will also discuss in chapter 1, so you will understand what is integrated audit of public companies, right? Chapter 19 is about additional assurance services, historical financial information. We will discuss audit based services, assurance on additional information, auditing financial statements that use a financial reporting framework other than GAAP. Additional assurance services, I will discuss this in more detail in learning outcome 2 of chapter 1. Maybe in the next session, I will discuss this in more detail. Chapter number 20 is additional assurance services. For example, assurance services, the demand for assurance services, attestation standards for these kind of assurance services, the character of engagement, and the types of other assurance services like Prime Plus or elder care services. We will discuss about this concept in learning outcome 2 of chapter number 1. Right? Chapter 21 is the last chapter, and in this chapter we will discuss internal, operational, and compliance auditing. And we will explain the internal auditor role in Sarbanes-Oxley compliance. We will also discuss different related topics in chapter number 21. So this is all about introduction of the course outlines of this course. Next, I will discuss the classroom policies, the rules and regulations, what rules and regulation you need to follow. It's very simple. You need to be punctual. You need to be punctual. You need to be on time. You need to come to your class on time and don't waste your time, because this course is little bit tricky and you need to give more time to this course to memorize the important concepts, right? And for this you need to listen to me carefully and you need to follow my instruction, right? I will give you instruction for each concept and I will give you guidelines how to memorize or how to explain or to learn a particular concept. So you need to listen to me carefully. And one other important thing, don't use your smartphone in the class, right? If there is something very important to you, so you can ask me and you can go out from the class and you can pick up your phone there, right? You can listen your call, but you need to ask me first, right? And remember, don't be shy and you need to ask me a question in English because the medium of exchange should be English. And don't be shy. It will be very good that you participate in discussion and you ask me the questions which are very important, and the question must be related to a particular topic, right? Related to auditing topics, right? And one important thing which is very useful for you, because sometime I will need to tell you to open your book and to turn the following page and to read, and will ask one of the student to read the following paragraph, and then I will ask the question. So it's very important for you to bring your textbook to the class, right? And in the last, when you are leaving the class, so don't be in rush. Give time to each other and leave the class one by one. So these are very important things. Don't use your smartphone. Talk to me in English, right? And follow my instruction. And most importantly, bring your book into the class. What will be the assessment procedures? Uh, First of all, I will talk about the attendance. It's very important because when you are in your class, you will get more knowledge from me. You will learn more things. You will learn more concepts. So be in class, and the percentage of the score of attendance is 10%. It depends on the different percentage of attendance. For example, if you didn't miss your class in the last, I will give you 10 score. From 90 to 95 is 9, and then 8, 7 and 6 onward. But remember, I will never bother less than 70 score, 70 attendance, right? And you will not be allowed to appear in the exam. So be careful about this, right? And be on time and don't miss your lecture. Because you, when you miss your lecture, then I think we will not have enough time to arrange or to arrange a session for the previous lecture. Sorry. Another important thing in the assessment procedure is class participation. It is very important to discuss and to participate in the class discussion. You can also ask questions from me, or maybe I will give you. I can give you a topic and then I will give you some time, few moments to read the topic, and then we will discuss, and then I will ask questions from you. So you need to participate in such kind of discussion. And the grading score for that discussion is 20%, right? Next is assignment and homework. It is also very important. But for this, I will give you assignment at the end of each week. Maybe I will share it with your monitor, with your CR, and they can give you the topics, right? But you need to submit your assignment before Monday, right? Late assignment will not be accepted. Remember this because it has 10% grade, 10% score, right? Another important assessment procedure is midterm exam. It depends on the situation. Maybe I can give you some topic, and maybe I can ask you to present some topic in the class, and maybe I can ask you to write some question, or maybe I can give you some question, and then I will evaluate you, or maybe I will give you these 20% marks based on written examination. But we will check it later that what I can do, right? The last exam, which will arrange at the end of the semester, it will be the final exam, and it will be 40% of the total, 100%, and it will arrange by the university, the school. So we will also try to prepare for this exam, right? So this is the assessment procedure. Attendance is important, your participation is important, the assignment is very much important, and you need to submit your assignment before Monday. Midterm exam is very important. It depends on situation. Maybe I will give you a presentation, or maybe I will arrange a written exam. The grading scale is from A plus to D. I will expect that you get A plus and at least A. I will try to teach every concept very clearly, that you know what I am talking about. So the grading scales, A plus will be considered outstanding, B is very good, A is excellent, C is satisfactory, and D is fail. Right? So try to get A or A plus or A. The following book is very important. I will follow this book, Principle of Auditing and Other Assurance Services. This book is very important, and I think you will have this book, and you can also follow these books for additional information, internal auditing, assurance, and advisory services, written by Emerson. Fraud examination, you can use latest edition. Forensic and investigative accounting by by Crumbly. I'm sorry. Auditing and assurance services by Elvin. and simplified approach to advanced auditing and professional ethics. But these subjects were just additional notes, right? In the last, I have told you that you can call me Fanny. This is my WeChat. You can. I will share it in the group. I will share it with the monitor, with the CR, the class representative, and if you want to discuss anything, you can send me a question on WeChat. You can also call me, and most importantly, you need to send me your assignment on this email before Monday, right? And I will try to give you feedback on Monday, right, about your assignment. So this is all about the introduction of the syllabus. In the coming section, I will start from the first lecture. Now you can take 10 minutes break, and after that I will start and I will continue our first lecture.